Hello, Dan Herrick here with Legz. Today we're going to be tying the shopvac. Nice little fly here. Can be considered a Euro nymph or a good old lively legs nymph. The use of pheasant tail, which I think is one of the best materials to use for catching trout, and of course the lively legs, and then that little bit of an ice wing gives it that little bit of flash. It's a great little fly. And the boys at Lively Legs call it the shopvac because it'll suck things from the bottom, which means, you know, big trout stay on the bottom, so hold on to your rod because it'll get bent when you use this fly. We'll take a little look at it here. Nice little fly. Alright, there we go. So we'll get started. First we'll go over a materials list. We're going to be using a dark brown 6/0 thread. We're going to be using Lively Legs lip splitter 470 in the size 12. We're going to be used Down and Dirty 3.0 in the gold. We're going to be using Hard as Hall cement, which I think is great cement. We're going to be using Hairline Natural pheasant tail. We're going to be using a rib of soft gold wire. We're going to be using the star of the show, a small brown Lively Legs. And for the wing, we're going to be using ice wing fiber from Hairline in the Pearl UV. Alright, let's get started tying the shopvac. We'll put our hook in our vise, like so. We'll get our bead. You have the big hole, and you have the little hole. Let's see here, I got that right there. We'll put the little hole on the hook point first. That way it doesn't slide over the hook eye. Alright, we'll reinsert the hook. What we'll do here, we'll make a little thread dam behind this bead just to keep it from moving. Takes a little bit of thread. You'll know when you have enough because your bead will stop moving, wiggling around. Okay, let's cut off the excess thread. What we'll do for a little bit of to secure it a little bit even better, we're going to use Zap Gap, and we'll put it right there on the thread, right behind the bead. That's just for a little more security. We'll go back over it with our thread. All right, we'll go back to the bend of the hook, a little bit past. And what we'll do is we'll take our pheasant tail fiber here. We'll take about 5 or 6. Ahead of myself. First, we got to tie in our wire. And we're going to counter wrap, so we want to put this on the opposite side, facing you. And always start behind the bead and bring it back. That way you'll have a nice even body, no crooked body. It'll be straight along with the hook shank. So cover it up. Come back. Now we'll take our fibers, our pheasant tail fibers, and we'll probably take about 5 or 6 fibers. Now the tips aren't going to be real even, so you want to even your tips up. So we'll cut them, we'll tie them in place. Make sure you got them good and secure at the end here, so when you make that first wrap, goes in nice. Okay, we'll advance our thread forward. Now, there's all kinds of hackle pliers out there. I like the use of a hackle plier, and I have a Stonfo, but you can use any hackle plier. And what you want to do, you want to grab your pheasant tail fibers like so. It's pretty hard to do it by hand, so we'll just start wrapping. like so. I said the use of the hackle pliers makes this so much easier to do. And there's a little trick. Sometimes one of those fibers will slip out. If it does, grab a hold of it and just wrap around it. Don't unwrap. You don't have to unwrap everything. Just hold it in place, like so. Then we're going to tie this off. Trim it. We're going to counter wrap our thread, our gold wire. What this does, it secures your pheasant tail fibers from the toothy critters known as Mr. Trout. Alright, what we'll do here, we'll trim our wire off. I don't like the helicopter. Mat it down. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take our lively legs. We're going to tie these in. And with the lively legs, I'll go over the finer points of it. You have the front tab, front set of legs, middle set of legs, back set of legs, and the rear tab. Since this fly is so small, we'll trim off this back set of legs. So what we do is we put it right behind the bead, hold it securely on top of the hook shank. Couple good wraps, go in the middle with 2 wraps, go right behind that second set, secure it with 2 wraps, and go right back to the middle. Alright, so we take this tab, pull it up, trim it, take the front tab, lay it right on the bead, and trim it. Now we have to come up with a thorax, and we're going to use pheasant tail for that again. So we're going to take 5 or 6 fibers. The same thing. Even your tips up, like so. Tie them in right in the middle. Go in the middle between your legs. Go around the back set. Come forward to the middle. Make a couple wraps there. And come forward behind the bead, and we'll secure that. We'll trim this off, and we'll make a couple securing wraps here. Okay, so what we have is a nice little thorax. Your legs are set. Trim that little piece of hair off. So now the fun part is this wing. And you want to pull it together like so, and trim that little bit of a loop that you made by folding them over like so. Okay, so what we do here is go in half, grab a hold of it, pull it down, and secure it with some wraps, like so. Trim off anything excess in the front on top of your bead. Okay, what we'll do here, we'll do a whip finish. 4 good wraps. Watch your legs. 2, 3, 4. Pull it, snug it. The reason that you loop it like that is it makes it easier to tie this wing off, and it secures it. If you try to wrap it all on one end, it's going to come apart on you every time. Right, what we do here, we pull this back to the midsection of the body, trim it off. Pinch it back a little bit. We'll take our hardest haul head cement, and I put it in a film canister. It just makes it easier because I don't care for the brush. Some people like the brush. I don't like the brush. I like to use my dubbing needle. And there you have the shop vac. A very nice little fly to have in your box. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like I always say, tight lines, tight wraps equals good fishing. Have a good day.